filled my heart with love. The devotion he had for his 4 children, his passion for the United States Marine Corps, his love of golf, and his adoration for animals will always remain in the forefront of my mind. After losing my sister Cindy in 1974, my dad became more protective of me, as if that's even possible. Prior to his marriage to Debbie and to the birth of my brothers, Adam and Justin, he took me on many father-daughter trips to the Bahamas and to Puerto Rico. He used his cute little girl like a puppy to gain the attention of the Pan Am stewardesses. He'd sit me on the step at the entrance of the casino and play craps at the nearest table, always keeping one eye on me and one eye on the dice. We used to sit around the pool. He loved to sunbathe, and he'd swim with me and teach me how to dive. My father is now my protector in heaven. I know he will always have one eye on me and one eye on my brothers, looking over us for eternity. Daddy, I love you infinitely, and I'm so relieved to know you're finally able to sleep peacefully. Next.
Rabbi, thank you for that. For all, just so you guys know, it's my father's rabbi from Florida, and he absolutely adored him. So thank you.
This is by far the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. But this is what life is all about, challenges. Without challenges, it's okay. You won't be tested. And without a test, you'll never learn about yourself, which I think is one of the most important things in life.
So what I'm trying to say is this is an important moment in my life. We are now tasked with celebrating my father's life, his accomplishments, and his legacy. I've been realizing more and more that the 3 of us have different parts of my father's personality. He was particularly obsessive about certain things. He was stubborn about everything. And I got the good stuff, charming and sweet. But the one thing he gave all of us was his sensitive side. A lot of people here know my father through us, through stories and photos. Never really had a chance to get to know him. So I just want to say a few things about him that always make me smile. Growing up, he called me Dennis the Menace because I was so mischievous. Later in life, he called me Ace and my baby since I'm the youngest. He loved to barbecue and cook his skirt steak. He took us to all the Knicks games throughout my life. He made his chocolate egg creams the same exact way he had them in the 40s. In his teenage years, he was in a club called the Torches, and his nickname was Pencils since he was tall and skinny. He would tell us stories about his father and grandfather growing up in old New York, how Grandpa Leon always owned racehorses, how my dad had a gambling junket and took clients to Puerto Rico to gamble, his trips to Acapulco, Cuba. He lived an incredible life. And then at 52, he married a beautiful woman named Debbie and had the 2 of us. I love you, Dad, and I'll smile thinking of you for the rest of my life. I never thought this day would come. My father has always been the strongest in my life. He was healthy for 81 years, and it never affected our day-to-day. He lived with 1 kidney for 15 years. He had a stroke and lied on the floor face down for 19 hours. But the stroke hardly affected him.
He beat cancer at 82. 82 years old.
He sure did.
As I was growing up, and everyone always thought I was like my mother. But the past 2 to 3 years, I've realized more I'm like my father as well. I'm a worrywart. I'm a collector of nostalgia. I'm OCD. I'm OCD about my shoes and clothes. And my hair. In Judaism, death is not a tragedy, it's a natural process. My father went peacefully on his own, the most natural way possible. He outlived every single person in his family. But he always thought he would be the first one to go. His mother died at 42 and his father died at 64. They say that dying on Shabbat is a holy thing, and not everyone is worthy of it. One who dies on Shabbat is also free of his sins, and I'm sure he had a lot. It was only in his later years when he became closer to religion, thanks to Rabbi Stolik. And I strongly believe that's why you passed on that day. Dad, I love you. And I know you'll always be with us.
Anybody else?